We've all had those days, right? You're just buried under a mountain of busy work, and the stuff that really matters keeps getting pushed to the side. But what if AI could just clear that mountain for you? Well, today, we're going to look at how tools like Gemini are completely flipping the script for folks in the public sector, turning their most tedious tasks into, well, no big deal. So to bring this to life, let's follow a day in the life of Jasmine. She's a city analyst, and her job is this constant mix of high-stakes projects and just tons of administrative work. It's a balancing act that I think pretty much anyone with an office job is going to find very familiar.
So her day is a real battle. I mean, she's not just answering emails, she's managing citizen relationships. She's not just reading contracts, she's trying to navigate these legal minefields. And all this is happening while she's trying to pull clear answers out of these giant spreadsheets for some really important negotiations. It's this constant juggle, you know?
But what if that just wasn't the case anymore? What if the parts of her job that take up the most time, the ones that are the most draining, what if she could get them done, literally, in seconds?
Okay, let's start where every workday begins, the inbox. This is where the whole productivity battle is usually won or lost, right? We're about to see Jasmine go from totally overwhelmed to completely on top of her game.
We have all been here. Jasmine's just getting back from a week away. She opens her laptop and boom, she's staring at this absolute mountain of unread emails. It's that classic welcome back moment that just makes your stomach drop a little.
And buried in that pile, one subject line just jumps out. Big pothole on my street. It's from a citizen, the email chain is super long, and the tone is, let's just say, not thrilled. This is something she has to deal with right now.
So think about the old way she'd have to handle this. That sinking feeling of reading every single reply, trying to piece together the whole story, then spending the next 20 minutes trying to write the perfect, careful response. Now, compare that to the new way. It all starts with just one single click. And just like that, Gemini slices right through all the noise and summarizes that chaotic thread. So now Jasmine has all the key facts, right there. But, understanding the problem is only half of it. Now she has to write the perfect reply. So instead of staring at a blank screen with that blinking cursor, she just tells her AI assistant what she needs. She's not writing code, she's just talking to it, asking for a professional reply that reassures the citizen and gives them a clear timeline. And the draft she gets back? It's not just fast, it's exactly what she needs. It hits all the right notes, it's professional, it's clear, and it's even empathetic. But maybe the biggest win here is that it makes sure every single message is consistent with the city's official voice. And for public trust, that is a huge deal.
Okay, inbox tamed. Now, Jasmine moves on from public communication to dealing with some serious internal complexity. We're talking about those dense legal documents where one tiny, critical detail can be buried in hundreds of pages. Her next task is about an MOU, or a Memorandum of Understanding. All you gotta know is it's a formal agreement, kind of like a contract, that lays out all the terms between different groups. In the public sector, these things are everywhere, and they are super important.
So here's her job. She has to get ready for some big union negotiations by comparing two of these MOUs. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of pages of dense legal text that she used to have to go through line by painful line.
So how does she tackle this mountain of text? Well, she doesn't. She just hands it off to her AI teammate with another super simple conversational question, right inside of Drive, asking it to compare the two documents for her. And in just a few seconds, Gemini comes back with the answer. It confirms that all the standard stuff, the general provisions, grievance procedures, it's all the same. But crucially, it pinpoints the exact places where they're different. Compensation, benefits, work schedules, these aren't just minor differences. These are the most important points for her upcoming negotiation, and she found them in seconds. I mean, a task that would have taken her and her team days of careful manual review is now done, in the time it took me to even explain it. The time savings here, it's just massive. All right, let's jump ahead to the afternoon. Jasmine has handled emails, she's handled legal docs. Now it's time to take on the final boss of the workday for so many of us,
making sense of raw data in a giant spreadsheet.
A department head comes over with what sounds like a simple question. Hey, what's the total cost of our employee bonuses? But of course, the answer is buried somewhere in this huge payroll report with hundreds and hundreds of rows of data.
And let's be honest, not all of us are spreadsheet wizards, right? We know the basics, but when you get into those really complex formulas, it can feel like you're trying to learn a whole new language. The good news is, you don't have to be an expert anymore.
So, once again, Jasmine just asks for what she needs, in plain English. She's in her spreadsheet, and she just types a prompt. Create a formula to calculate the total cost by certificate, which is just another name for the bonus type.
And here it is. This is the magic. Gemini doesn't just give her the answer. It generates the exact complicated formula she needs to get the answer. And that's the key. Jasmine didn't have to become a data analyst. She didn't need to know how to write a query formula. She just had to know what question to ask.
So, let's kind of zoom out and look at the big picture here. After a day like this, it's pretty clear that this kind of technology isn't about replacing people. It's about giving them an incredibly powerful new teammate.
Just think back on her day. She started the morning by responding to citizens not just faster, but with more empathy. By midday, she was a legal analyst, pulling out critical insights in minutes, not days. And in the afternoon, she became a data expert, answering complex questions without needing to be a spreadsheet guru. At every single step, she was more strategic and way more effective.
And that really brings us to the final and most important idea. This whole explainer showed what's possible for one person in a single day. So the real question isn't about Jasmine, it's about you. When your tools can handle all the tedious, time-consuming stuff, what are the truly important, strategic, creative problems that you will finally have the time to solve?